Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. Last time, we finally established the possibility that our victim, Olive Green, may have been stabbed, perhaps accidentally, by Mrs. Joan Garrideb. And we proved this by showing that a certain very sleepy Constable Rolly Beat moved Miss Green's body to the other side of the street from where she actually got stabbed. And now we're going to try. It's time for us to try and prove that these two's lovers' quarrel resulted in someone being sent to hospital. Not to the hospital, just to hospital, as they would say over there. Let's do it. Okay, so we ended the last part by hearing their testimony, so now let's do some pressing. The reason is what you told us yesterday, I believe. Yes, that's right. If I remember correctly, it all started because of a note that was tucked into the pages of a book belonging to Mr. Garrideb. A rather passionate note, in fact. But Mrs. Garrideb found the note, discovering her husband's little secret. And she gave him a mighty number of slaps across the face for it, too. What a sordid state of affairs. Hell on earth. Yeah. I say, when a chap says you can't call such things, it's common decency not to drag it all up. Besides, Alfred was wide of the mark anyway. He is like trembling. He trembles before her. A likely story. These waters run very deep. And what transpired next after these multiple blows to the face? Not the count took over and set fire to the carpet. Yep. We know about that. And the fire also spread to some items of furniture, didn't it? The bookcase, my armchair, anything of mine, really. Just so happens there was some bathwater around that evening, so the sloth's not about to put it out. A most precarious situation you put yourself in. Oh, it's a 3-story townhouse on the west side of the street, but the water main isn't connected yet. I draw water from public water pump during the day if you need any, you see. So just always moaning that they can't get any water at night. Although, a little mustached Japanese man buys water in bottles, I believe. The defendant, Miss Natsume, you mean? Yes, he uses a stipend for his studies, you know, from his home country. Can you imagine? Being able to brew a pot of tea at all hours. He's obviously very well off. Have you actually seen the state of the man? I believe he uses all of his income to buy books. But anyway, the point is, I was able to douse the fire with water, fortunately enough. Meanwhile, I was picking up whatever I could find to throw at him. Hold it! Even though the room was on fire? As far as I was concerned at the time, it was more important to extinguish my anger than the flames. When a woman wants to throw, she must throw. That's most certainly not true of a societal takedown, Mr. Naruto. Oh, really now? Really? How did she know I was thinking that? So, please, cast your mind back and try to remember. Was a knife among the items you threw at your husband that day? Now, honestly, I don't recall. I feel I must point out that I'm no monster. Let me see. Some bread, a cabbage, a garlic, a towel, and a sponge. A napkin. Oh?
Excuse me.
Hey, you got something to say? Do you have something to add, sir? Mr. Garrideb.
Don't shoot. Sorry. I beg your pardon.
Did your last remark just now bring something to mind?
Nothing of any significance, no. Just that the barrage of projectiles the old thing launched in my direction. It's almost solid than she implies, but bricks and the fire poke, I seem to recall. Ouch. I won't say is uncanny. Trying to direct it with every valley. Go free from, we're not home now. This is called the law.
How dearie me. I'm so sorry, dear. What's she even doing with a teapot in here? Honestly, John, I would never have thrown such things at you, obviously.
But take a look at this then. I suppose that happened, hmm? Your pipe, sir? I had this thing in my hand as usual at the time of the onslaught. Looked to clean out with one of her soft projectiles, she did. Yes. When I went to pick the thing up, it was broken in two. Like to spear a sponge do that sort of damage.
I see, your pipe was broken.
It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Anyway, I've managed to bandage the thing up for now.
You don't want to exaggerate, aren't you, dear? I wonder what we should make of this account. I would say it's important. The offense believes Mr. Garrett's remarks just now to be of great significance. This war veteran's words only tell us one thing. Betray a fiery wife, and pipes, as well as hearts, may be broken. Sentimental wisdom, perhaps, but hardly worthy of adding to the formal testimony.
Indeed, common sense, one might say.
Might one? In that case, would you at least permit us to examine the pipe, sir?
Well, I don't see why not.
Oh, dearie me, there you go again, trying to ingratiate yourself with the young lady.
Very well. The court will accept the gentleman's pipe as evidence.
Might as well. I hope I didn't speak out of turn, Mr. Naruhodo. I was just feeling rather disappointed for you that your request was turned down. Oh no, it's fine. It's just Zato-san. We have some new evidence to work with. We should examine it carefully.
Well, thank you for that rebuttal, Mr. Garrett.
Now, if we could turn to the crux of the matter. Yeah, give me a second. Man, he's got a little bit chipped off here. There's a small nick out of the bowl here, look. It appears to have been made relatively recently. I see how there are little scrapes and dents all over it. It's clearly a well-loved pipe. Yes, you're right. It seems to me recently that being well-loved goes hand-in-hand with getting some battle scars. This particular nick is catching my eye, though, because it's clearly new. I can't really tell. It looks to be in a sorry state with that bandage around it, doesn't it? But for some reason, it feels suddenly ominous to me. Like it's trying to shout a warning. Probably because it's the same blue as Mr. Garrett's dressing gown. I suppose it must have considerable sentimental value to Mr. Garrett, given that he's gone to the trouble of repairing it like this. Either that, or he can't afford to replace it. Whoa, hold on now. Oh, something just twinkled inside the chamber of the pipe there. Yes, I saw it. Something stuck in there, I think. Let's turn it over and give it a shake. What's this? It's a tiny fragment of metal. It looks like the tip of a blade. Okay, I can't pull up the court record, but... the tip of a blade? Surely it could be. We're thinking the same thing. Yeah. Oh, no, wait. No, actually, I can't examine that. This is the tiny piece of metal we found in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. It looks like the tip of a blade or something. Tip of a blade? Is something wrong, Mr. Naruhodo? I don't really know. This is something niggling me, but I can't quite put my finger on what it is. Perhaps in that case, it would be wise to examine some of the other pieces of evidence again? Yeah, I think so. Like this? Open that up. Look at that. Can we examine that again? Oh, look at Mr. Naruhodo, just at the tip. A small piece of blade appears to be missing. Yeah, we examined this. Wait, part of it's missing? I just got a feeling. You remember this? That's a tiny fragment of metal we found inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. Yeah, can we just kind of see if they fit? Then just maybe. Oh my, it's a perfect fit. Holy shit. Somehow, I just knew it. Oh, oh, that's a find. Man, we are lucky. Oh, that's amazing. We can tell the court about the knife used to attack the victim. Oh, I can tell you a few things. Bloody knives around our place. Got that nose won't do missing, I'm afraid. I mean, we'll press anyway, but still. Sorry, would you care to elaborate?
Nothing to say, really. All the partial to a spot of carving, you see. Pipes and whatnot. Dackle. You know, this whole thing.
That's a passion we both share. I have to carve little wooden trinkets too. And then there's my leather work.
Sorry to say, we're always losing knives about the place. Or dozens of the things.
They sell them at the market sometimes. 20 for the price of 19. Needless to say, I snap them up. John prefers to use 2 knives at mealtimes too, instead of a knife and fork.
No, Joe. We don't want people to think I'm some kind of savage.
Oh no, we wouldn't want people thinking you're a savage. Your wife, on the other hand. Here we go with the scaldings. Why are they being so evasive? I imagine it's because they want to believe it. They can't bear the thought that it might have been one of their knives that injured the victim. Which is entirely understandable, of course. But still, go on with your testimony, witnesses.
Sir.
Okay, I will pass this last statement just for sake of completeness. If that bad thing was in the victim's bag really was one of ours, I would drop proving it, I think. Oh, don't worry. So you have no intention of admitting it was your knife, unless we can produce proof? Oh. Even though there's no other credible possibility that Mr. Natsume is innocent? You forget, my neat pony's friend. That is it to be established the accuser is not responsible for the attack. As if I could forget. If only there was someone to know who had handled the knife. But I suppose wizardry like that is just a dream. Perhaps you're thinking of fingerprinting, Mr. Naruhodo. What? You mean it's not a dream? That sort of wizardry really exists? Whenever people touch anything, they leave behind a unique pattern from their skin. Or so they say. But I can't see anything. There are already countries in the world where these so-called fingerprints can be used as evidence. Lord Strongheart is currently discussing the matter at the Ministry of Justice. Yes, I believe we are rapidly approaching narrow scientific methods of investigation. But for now, we shall have to find an alternative method of proving our assertion. That this knife found in the victim's back was originally in Mr. and Mrs. Garrett's house. If only I could transmit this whole incident to several years in the future. Alright, yeah, that's all the testimony. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo? Well, I think we've heard all this before, to be honest. I can't say I'm particularly confident that we'll be able to prove anything new from this testimony. But in this cross-examination, it's absolutely essential that we establish how this knife came to be at the scene of the incident. Yes, I know. I'm sure both of them must be feeling very worried. Worried that it was in fact a knife belonging to one of them that caused the victim's injury. And we could find even a tiny shred of evidence, or a tiny... I can't come up with anything clever. Tiny shred of evidence to support that theory. It would clinch this trial for us. It would explain everything. Yes, it would. So for Sorsaki-san's sake, we must find that last crucial piece of evidence. Alright, let's do it.
Objection.
There we go. Mr. Garrett, can I ask you to take a good look at this, please?
You can ask, but I can't see a belly thing. You can't? Used to call me Dead-Eyed Deb back in the regiment, of course. That was some time ago now. When I'm trying to enjoy a large print book by the fire these days. I still gotta tell a B from a D and a P from a Q, to be honest.
Oh, he does. Dear me, it's rather wearing being asked about every other letter and every other word.
You must be very dizzy. I almost read that differently. What is that? A tiny scrap of metal? Yes, almost certainly from the tip of a blade. And what may appear at first to be just a tiny scrap is in fact a crucial piece of evidence. Interesting. And where did the defense come by this evidence? It was lodged in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. My pipe, you say? By Jove, I wonder how that got there. And what precisely does this fragment of metal signify, Counsel? Are you suggesting that it is in some way related to the matter of the stabbing on Briar Road? I am. What? When put together with another piece of evidence already in the court record, I believe this tiny fragment of metal will unravel the whole truth of this case, my lord. Oh god, look at his back. Yeah, it's burnt. You appear rather confident in that sworn statement, Counsel. Very well then, present the pertinent evidence to the court. The whole evidence, when paired with this fragment of metal, allegedly reveals the truth of this entire case. There we go. This is the knife that was found in the victim's back. If you look closely, you will see that there is a small piece at the tip of the blade that is missing. A common issue with inferior blades sold at unsavory street markets. Criminals who use them regularly leave the tips lodged in the victim's bones. And what of this particular knife? No doubt its tip has suffered a similar fate, now languishing somewhere near the spine of the victim.
Objection.
No, that's not the case. The tip of this particular knife's blade is the very fragment of metal we discovered in the chamber of Mr. Garrett's pipe. Good grief, Lord Van Zieks. I don't believe it. The knife from the crime scene and this fragment of metal are a perfect match. But, good golly gosh. Even he admits it. Order! Is this some sort of Eastern sorcery? This is no magic, my lord. This is a miracle. A miracle? So Van Zieks has figured it out, has he? Counsel, explain this extraordinary coincidence at once. Yes, my lord. The crucial point we have to ask ourselves here is when did the fragment of metal find its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe? Something that was clarified for us in the most recent witness testimony. I had the same my out as usual at the time of the onslaught. Looked to clean out with one of her soft projectiles she did, yes. It would never have been sent flying unless it was hit by something pretty solid. Oh, dearie me. During the argument between these two that occurred just as the victim was on the pavement below, Mrs. Garrett had flung this knife at her husband. However, the knife missed Mr. Garrett, instead striking the pipe in his hand at the time, which caused the tip to break off, of course. Good lord! Yes, and that is when the tiny tip of the blade found its way inside Mr. Garrett's pipe. The chances of that are 1,000,000 to 1! And yet there's no other credible explanation for how the tip of the blade ended up in your pipe. Then, after losing its tip, the knife ricocheted off the pipe and flew out of the open window. In short, this knife, which fell from the window of the Garrett's house, is the very same knife that struck the victim in the middle of the back on the street below. Oh gosh! Oh dear! Oh! Oh yeah.
Objection.
Now, what does he have an objection to now? A full-bodied theory, I'll give you that. A complex bouquet of seemingly trivial points, plausibly arranged to create an almost passable vintage. Allow me to toast my learned friend's characteristically Nipponese approach to bottling his argument. What a way to mix your metaphors, my dude. Sorry? But after all, it is just a theory. The bottle, I fear, is corked. Because you see, all the leg comes out, it's spoilt by an insurmountable inconsistency. An insurmountable... what? Yeah, what is he talking about? Lord Vizint, explain yourself. What is this inconsistency you claim to have identified? An inconsistency of the simplest nature, my lord. The victim was found with the knife planted in the middle of her back. Yes, and her... ah. That's right. He's still a little man. Now, Joe, no thing. What do you get so excited about? Let's consider the basic facts of the case once more. The victim was walking along the pavement before being stabbed in the back and falling to the ground. If the knife that struck her had fallen from above, there's no possible way it could have planted itself into the victim's back. Yeah, it would have landed in her head instead, and then she would actually be dead. Quite right, you see, that's exactly right. If the knife had fallen on her from above, it would have struck on the top of her head. Well, it's lost for words, look. I knew it. I know I've liked this theory in the first place. Oh no, though. It really did happen. It would appear the defense has made a rather spectacular blunder. If there is even one inconsistency, it cannot stand. Your theory, my learned friend, is history. Well, I mean, I'm already thinking of a way that could work, actually. Give me a second. Excuse me. Oh, my drink went down the wrong pipe. Much like the tip of Mr. Garrett's knife, actually. It went down the wrong pipe. But yeah, I can already see a way this could work anyway. It's not like the knife was the only thing that got thrown out of the window. The book too. In fact, I can very easily see the book being thrown first. And then imagine what happens when a book just falls from the sky in front of you. Maybe you'll lean down and be like, whoa, what in the hell? You lean down to pick up, and then shink, a knife goes into your back too. That's what I'm thinking anyway. We are so close. I could see the truth. I was so sure we were on the right track. But now the way has been blocked completely. But just one simple inconsistency. Oh my dude, come on. This one's easy. Or in other words, we simply need to eliminate that one inconsistency, and the theory will stand. Miss Cisato. You mustn't worry, Miss Naruhodo. You were just caught off guard, that's all, and your mind went blank. But if the path you're on is indeed correct, then a way will present itself. The key to this is in the court record, I'm sure. All the information you need is there. It seems you have nothing to say, my Nipponese friend. Well, your silence speaks volumes. A tacit acceptance of your theory is fatally flawed.
Objection!
This inconsistency doesn't mean I was on the wrong track. It means that I need to sharpen my mind and dig deeper for the truth. It's a test. Yes. If the knife fell on the victim from above, there's no way that it could have hit her in the middle of her back. Under normal circumstances, that is. What are you implying? Counsel? There is a piece of evidence in the court record that can explain this inconsistency. That can explain how the knife that fell from above could have pierced the victim's back. We already have the answer. Goodness! Utter madness! Surely this must be the last time. Counsel, present the evidence of which you speak. This is the last inconsistency, the final piece in the puzzle. If I can successfully make sense of this, the truth will be laid bare at last. The evidence that explains how the falling knife became lodged in the victim's back is...
Take that!
the book. I mean, I already said what it was. This, the fourth book found at the scene. This is the final piece of evidence the defense will present. The burnt book? Is that not Mr. Garrett's book? Yes, and to understand its significance, we have to consider how it came to be at the scene in the first place. This photographic print clearly shows the book in question, and the victim holding it in her hand. But as we all now know, it was the police constable that put the book between her fingers like that. Quite so. That's why it was wholesale transporting the crime scene to the opposite side of the road. That's true. However, as part of his testimony, Constable Beat made an extremely enlightening statement on that point. Yeah. But what made you place that book in the victim's hand? Oh, well, sir, that's because that's how I found it. When we first ran over to the scene, the victim was already holding the book. So, when I moved everything, I made sure it was still in her hand. In other words, the victim had already picked the book up of her own volition. And clearly, that must have been before she suffered the knife wound. Well, I should say so. After being attacked with a knife, I don't imagine she'd have been doing much of anything. So the question becomes, why did the victim have that book in her hand? By jingo! I think I'm beginning to see what may have happened now. Oh, dearie me! We know that the book fell from the top floor of the Garrett household onto the pavement below, at precisely the moment that the victim was walking past. Yes, at exactly that moment, the young woman was walking along the street in the light fog, when all of a sudden, a book fell right in front of her. The book I threw! Yes, Mrs. Garrett, and what do you think the woman did? What would you do if you were walking along and suddenly a book landed in front of you on the pavement? Well, I really can't imagine it, but I suppose she might have reached down like that and picked the book up? Yes, that is exactly what the woman in fact did. She picked up the book. Oh heavens! And when the woman reached down to pick the fallen book up, what position would her back have been in? That's right, facing the sky, completely and utterly defenseless. Then, in the very next moment, while the woman was still bent over picking up the book. Yep. Really just you might call it a series of unfortunate events. Another series of books. It's all coming together. The next object fell from the room above, the jackknife, straight into the middle of her back. And at that same time, walking by chance directly behind Miss Screen, was the defendant, Mrs. Soiseki Natsume. Well, I never! It appeared to Mr. Natsume that the woman simply collapsed on the floor. In the dark and the fog, he didn't see the knife falling on her from above. And from the other direction, the constable and his wife saw no one but the victim and her apparent attacker. So there never was a real culprit to run from the scene in the first place. No, this was nothing more than a series of unlikely events, a series of unfortunate events, huh? You see? See? That culminated in an unfortunate accident. And that is the real truth behind this case. Well, Mr. and Mrs. Garrett? The very first time you showed me that knife, I had my suspicions.
I wonder if perhaps it might have been something like that.
There, old bean.
Poor Mrs. Garrett. Of course I never meant for anything of the sort to happen, but it was all my fault, wasn't it? I take full responsibility. I let my anger get the better of me. I threw that book, and I threw the knife as well. Come on, dear.
It's alright. I know.
Aw, I'm ever so sorry. Truly. I'm not shouting that. You can't lift her. Well, so ends that.
Lord Van Zieks, what news of Mrs. Garrett?
She's been taken to the infirmary. It would appear that today's events had led her in an especially flustered state. However, I believe she will recover in due course. There is no cause for concern.
Yes, unbeknownst to themselves, they caused what could have easily been a terrible tragedy. They tried to prepare themselves for the consequences of their actions.
There is some good news, however, my lord.
I have just had word from the hospital where the victim is being treated.
Her condition is improving steadily, and the doctor believes she will gain consciousness soon. That's strange. We've been talking about the victim all this time, but we've never once met her. How wonderful! The woman is out of danger, it seems. Yes, that is good news.
So, Mr. Soroseki Natsume?
Yes!
On behalf of my fellow countrymen, I would like to take this opportunity to beg your pardon, sir. You came from your distant eastern homeland to study our great British culture, and have been repaid with immeasurable unkindness. Please accept our heartfelt apologies.
No, it's me who should be begging your pardon. Oh, no, Miss Natsume. That evening, when the young woman just collapsed on the paper before my eyes. I jumped to the wrong conclusion again, in my confusion.
What conclusion, sir?
Oh, sure that the woman was dead. Yes, Constable Reed said the same thing, didn't he? He thought she had been killed, too. I suppose she must have looked completely lifeless. It's been about a year since I arrived in Great Britain now, but I still can't get used to life here. I can't relax. I'm sure there are evil spirits lurking in the fog, like they're haunting me. Poor Soroseki-san. His imagination really has got the better of him. Yes, poor man. So when it happened, I thought the young woman had been taken by the fog spirits. I should never have dropped my books like that and run away. I should have called for help, for a doctor, for the police. Instead, I managed to create a rift in the relationship of trust between our two empires. And for that, I am truly sorry.
One could indeed say this. One could indeed say that some sort of mischievous spirit has been at work here, I think. One that created a chain of unfortunate mishaps. We are befooled by the spirit and led to false conclusions. Thanks Lord Van Zieks and a young lawyer here from the east. That chain has now been broken, the spirit exorcised. I heartily commend you both.
Oh!
Now then, ladies and gentlemen of the jury. Yes, my lord. In concluding this trial, I must ask one last time for your decisions regarding the defendant's culpability. Are you ready to present your findings to the court? As foreman of this jury, I can assure you we've reached a fair and just conclusion.
I do declare the truth can be to me cruel at times.
Well, I didn't suspect the woman next to me, that's for sure. Sitting in for the OB while she's out of action, you know. But I know what her decision would be. Does this mean I'll finally be able to get out of here and start work? Well, it's about time. I say, I have a cork of a story to tell the grandchildren when I get home, won't I? Very well, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I hereby demand your final decisions. Mr. Foreman?
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
Not guilty.
I think my voice for Mr. Gerdev is not totally off track. Yeah, again, not totally. Very well, Mr. Soseki Natsume, I hereby pronounce you not guilty, baby. Hell yeah. And finally, Mr. Natsume. Oh, yes, Lord Sir. You are now a free man once more. It is my hope that you will continue to further your education in British culture. And may you never again be brought before me. Oh yes, sir. Of course. On my life, I swear I'll never set foot in a courtroom again. I'm transported to tears. Thank you, counsels. Court is adjourned. Did it. Another trial in the bag. Oh, Locum! Wait, you mean me? Of course! Is there another Locum here? Is there even one? Compared to the original Locum student Mr. Naruto Esquire, your name has become rather short, hasn't it? What's wrong with using my actual name? Oh, at last I'm free! I'm free! Joyful, joyous, jubilant, jubilation! Heady, hearty, happiness, hurrah! Oh, I am pleased. Miss Natsume is delighted. Would it be so hard to just say that then? Locum, you did it! You saved me from the brink! Well, what happened to the poor woman was in no way your fault after all. I'm just glad everyone can see that now. No, not that! Lovely, loyal, Locum, lawyer! Yes? I mean, as I said before, I have just never got used to life here in Great Britain. Every time I look over my shoulder, I see foreigners. I see towering brick buildings. From high up windows, I see them looking down on me, laughing. Look at that little hunchback. Oh dear. I'm sure it's all in your head, Mr. Natsume. But today, you, Locum Lawyer, gave my gloom the boot. You stood from behind that baronial... what? I don't know that word. Bitch. Before all those babbling British. You battled to the bitter end, laying bare the baffling truth. And when I beheld the blinding fireworks among the beams of the Bailey's roof, I bellowed. Behold, the best barrister ever born! Well, that's very flattering, and we're very pleased for you. This has given me a wonderful anecdote to recount to my old friends back in Japan. An anecdote? Is that what's become of all my hard work? I'm gonna guess this is Sherlock. And it's been a bit, and I don't remember my voice for him. Ah, there you are, my dear fellows. I apologize for keeping you waiting. I rose late this morning. Oh, Mr. Holmes, what a pleasure to see you. I see I'm here not a moment too soon. A disaster has been averted, I'm glad to say. Oh. The trial shall begin presently, Mr. Naruto, and I wish you very best of luck. It's just finished. What? No! The message was in vain? Ah! It's you! Sherlock Holmes! Oh? Have we met, sir? This is Mr. Natsume, the man you had arrested, Mr. Holmes. Ah, I see. I failed to recognize you at first. A previous encounters had taken place in the gloom. Either your bleak lodgings or that prison cell. I simply couldn't place that curious face. And the light. Charming. This is all your fault, Sherlock Holmes. You're the reason I had to go through this terrible ordeal. I'm
I'm going to give you a piece of my mind. My apologies, sir, but I assure you, I have placed you now. You're the fellow who abandoned that poor young lady and ran off, are you not? Ah. Had she been taken to hospital more urgently, I fear perhaps she would have regained consciousness by now. Oh. But it's unavoidable, I'm sure. We are but human after all. Anyone would have been shaken by such an experience. I do feel very badly about how he behaved. Oh, never mind. Now then, what was it that you wanted to say to me, sir? Nothing. Priceless! Oh, I am sorry, really, but... that was quite priceless. Poor Soseki-san. So, on the bright side, you've had an extremely entertaining experience without paying a penny. And, it would seem, you're not even found guilty. But there is no bright side. Whatever do you mean, Miss Natsume? Even after this, I'm still cursed by the spirits. And now by the Reaper. Ah, Lord Van Zeeks. I have forgotten, you know, what facing that man in court means. Even if you're found not guilty, you're still doomed. It will be alright, Miss Natsume. If the Reaper appears trying to make trouble, I will protect you. Hiya! How'd you throw me? With a perfectly executed Susato takedown. Much as I like being turned on my head, a bit of warning might be nice next time, Miss Susato. So, Miss Natsume, what do you intend to do now? You mentioned something about recounting your experiences to your friends back in Japan? Yes, I intend to return to my homeland soon. Oh? It has already been a year since I arrived here in Great Britain. I've visited universities, libraries, bookshops. I've been honored with the tutelage of professors. I've learned so much about the wealth of literature here, and the city it has shaped. And I've come to realize that it is my calling to sail home and tell my fellow countrymen about it. That's very touching, Miss Natsume. Or in perhaps those veiled terms, you wish to withdraw halfway around the world to escape the terror of the Reaper's curse? That's not it at all! The more I learn of literature, the more the strange feeling claws in my insides. I feel compelled to return to my roots and attempt to pen a work of my own. Oh, I see. A work of literature by Soseki-san could be an interesting read. And what about Miss Susato and yourself, Mr. Naruhodo? Sorry, what about us? Will you return to Japan alongside your mustached compatriot? Why would we? A week has not yet passed since we arrived in London. And only now does it feel as though we have finally found our feet. And? You're accommodated in a hotel at present, are you not? That's right, but we need to find lodgings before it bankrupts us. I've calculated we can only afford another 10 nights before our entire budget is exhausted. Well then, you can take my lodgings. Oh, the windowless room. Ah, but what are lots of windows? It more than makes up for with a floor, a ceiling, and walls. Right. And of course, I'd be happy to leave behind the accursed evil spirit. Oh my, an evil spirit? Oh yes, it tries to suffocate you while you sleep. It's an infallible wake-up call. We'll think about it, if that's alright. Perhaps I can offer a more welcome alternative. Would you consider taking lodgings with me? Really? Well, a vacancy is conveniently I'll try that again. Well, a vacancy has conveniently presented itself. Though it is up to the attic, I might add. Are you sure it isn't just a storage loft? I spoke with the landlady this very morning on the matter of price, and Iris is cleaning the room as we speak. You must come at once. I presume you have no luggage to speak of. Oh, this is simply wonderful.
What an honor to be invited to taking lodgings in the Great Detective Office's attic. I'm too overcome for words. So suggesting we look elsewhere is out then. Then it's settled. I must prepare a welcome dinner this evening. And you must come too, Mr. Natsume. I insist. I don't know what to say, but thank you, and yes. Wonderful. Then I'll go and complete the paperwork from your former release, Mr. Natsume. It shan't take long. Somebody's happy. Locum, I knew that you wouldn't let me down. I'm truly delighted to have met you here in London. Likewise, Mr. Natsume. It's been a privilege meeting you too. It's a shame we're gonna have to say goodbye so soon. Well, I've come to realize that I belong in Japan. But Locum, we'll meet again one day. Yes, I'm sure. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful lawyer. Hopefully by then, I'll be a successful author. Well, my dear fellow, our character appears to have arrived. So we go, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, Mr. Holmes. I've looked it out, Mr. Natsume released in time for dinner this evening. And so, with Soseki-san's innocence successfully established, we rode to Mr. Holmes to what was to become our new home. 221B Baker Street. And I guess this is where we're staying. We'll make do. So this should be our new office, yes. Our office? I rather like the sound of that. Me too. It's simply wonderful, isn't it? I hope you can see this, Kazuma. That's only a small step. But I'd like to think we're getting a little closer to your dream now. So, my dear fellows, do you like the place? Ah, Mr. Holmes. Yes, thank you so much. It's a delightful room, Mr. Holmes. I simply adore it. Good, I'm pleased to hear it. Iris and I are delighted to welcome you. Oh god, I have to do her voice. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no, I forgot I gotta do her voice. Oh, I'm sorry. I hope everyone's hungry. It's nearly time for dinner. We're in as soon as Mr. Natsume arrives. We have a lot to celebrate. Iris, you must let me help you. Alright then, Susie. You can be in charge of the salad. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, that's probably not even the same voice that I did earlier. But whatever. Splendid. So, Miss Naruhodo, how does it feel? You have your own office in the capital. It's very exciting, actually. Can't help wondering what adventures await us. Those were precisely my sentiments when I first established my office at these premises. Until I discovered the dark truth about the city of London, that is. Sorry? London's a glorious place, full of wonder, opportunity, prosperity, and mirth. But the brightest of lights cast the darkest shadows. Shadows? What do you mean? Well, I believe you're well aware of the murkiness that lies behind London's facade already. So, once again, Mr. Naruhodo, welcome to London. I feel as if we've gotten glimpses of that. Of course, at the time, I had no idea of the significance of those words Mr. Holmes so casually spoke. But it wasn't long before my turn came to lift the facade and see the true depth of the murk that lay behind it. And so ends Episode 4 of The Great Ace Attorney. Yeah. And next time on the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, we start the next episode. The adventure of the unspeakable story. I will see you guys in the next part. Take care, everybody.